Human resources planning, recruitment, and selection. Introduction. Human resource management is an organization's function that entails all aspects that are associated with the human resource or workforce in a particular organization, company, or institution. It entails aspects like recruitment, coordination, and control of the people working in an organization. Some of the issues linked with human resource management include hiring, compensation and benefits, safety and welfare, communication and motivation, employees' performance management and administration and training, among others. Human resource management is a very essential function in every organization as it enhances overall efficiency and effectiveness of the organization through smooth running of all the activities and operations that are carried out in the organization. It falls under one of the major components of the management function, which is staffing, the other ones being planning, organizing, and coordination and controlling. The human resource in an organization is a valuable asset that determines the success or failure of the organization through their efforts towards utilizing other assets in the company. It is, however, only through their proper management that maximum efficiency, effectiveness, and profitability can be achieved. This piece of work discusses various aspects associated with human resource management, with much emphasis being given to planning, recruitment, and selection processes. Planning, recruitment, and selection processes. The processes of human resource planning, recruitment, and selection are very pivotal in any organization irrespective of size. This is because they determine the quality of employees in the organization, who in turn determine how processes are carried out. Human resource planning involves making appropriate decisions in regard to the positions that an organization ought to fill and the best ways to fill them. It also entails determining the human resource needs of an organization with respect to the stipulated strategic plan. Human resource planning plays a significant role in determining the demand and supply factors of labor, as well as the problems that are associated with the resolution of these factors. Human resource planning is influenced by an organization's short-term as well as long-term operational and development needs. The employees' and stakeholders' needs and aspirations also play a great role in shaping the human resource planning function of an organization. Human resource recruitment, on the other hand, entails the process of attracting and encouraging eligible individuals to apply for different positions in an organization. It involves generating a pool of appropriate and qualified candidates for available job positions in an organization. It is a process that commences when the new recruits are identified and ends when the applications from these candidates are received. Recruitment is a very essential process as it facilitates the attraction of qualified candidates to apply, and it discourages the unsuited ones to be involved through provision of the right job information. Recruitment also plays a role in projecting the organization's image. The other crucial human resource management function is the selection process. The key issue here entails matching a candidate with the job in question to achieve best performance. There are various tools that are applied in the selection process, for instance, interviews and referrals. Selection process is very important as it ensures that the right candidates are deployed in terms of qualifications and experience. This is achieved through matching of the attributes in the application documents and the practical ones. The selection activities, all the way from the initial screening interview to the final physical examination and practices, are aimed at coming up with successful selection decisions. For the selection process to be effective, it ought to provide a perfect match between the organizational needs and candidates' qualifications and interests. Effective selection ensures that there is quality performance of an employee right from the start. It also avoids too much expenditure for hiring through avoiding unnecessary processes. It, in addition, prevents an organization from legal implications from incompetent and inappropriate hiring processes that could be very costly and time-consuming. From the above description of the three processes of human resource management, planning, recruitment, and selection, it is evident that they contribute greatly to better performance of the employees and the organization as a whole. They are all equally important, and we cannot point out which is more crucial than the other. The processes are also interdependent, and they rely on each other. Effective planning process is likely to lead to effective recruitment practices, which in return lead to an effective selection process. The reverse is also true, and a fault in one of the processes is likely to bring about failures in the others, and hence the outcome results will be poor hiring, where the hired employees' qualifications do not match the organizational needs. This leads to poor performance of the employees and that of an organization at large. To enhance the understanding of the importance of these processes, I give a situation in my workplace. Before the concepts of effective planning, recruitment, and selection were adhered to in our organization, there existed a lot of problems, the leading one being employees' turnover. It was then that the management thought of identifying the reasons behind this and how the problems could be solved. The main reasons for employee turnover were mismatch of their qualifications with the job positions, leading to bad performance and thus lack of job satisfaction. This was due to poor planning, recruitment as well as selection, where there was no proper identification of the organization's needs, and hence these led to poor recruitment practices, where the appropriate job information was not provided. This in turn led to poor selection and people would not perform as expected, and lack of job satisfaction led to instances of quitting. Another issue was lack of motivation, where the employees never felt appreciated and valued. Proper steps were taken, and the policies governing the processes of planning, recruitment, and selection and the general human resource management revised. This has improved the situation greatly, and there are very low rates of turnover as most employees are suitable for their jobs and they are put in good working conditions that foster job satisfaction. The impact of the above scenario has taught me a lot in regard to carrying out practices, both official as well as personal. There is need for an individual to carry out activities having in mind the consequences of each action. Right procedures are crucial, and nothing should be taken for granted. As it is clear that human resource management is a crucial element for success of an organization, it is therefore evident that there is a need to optimize the human resources management role in an effort to shape organizational and employee behavior. There are various ways through which the human resource management function could be enhanced to bring about the desired performance. This could entail motivation of the employees, for instance through provision of favorable working conditions, ensuring that there is job satisfaction, assuring them of job security, provision of incentives, giving rewards for good performance as well as provision of compensations, among others. Ethics and the spirit of working hard for the achievement of the best result possible is an aspect that should be cultivated among all stakeholders in an organization. There have been new learning and improvements in the field of human resource management. This has been in an effort to improve the situations in organizations. The management and other responsible personnel have understood the importance of the human resource or workforce in an organization in respect to the contribution they make to the organization. In the past, employment and compensation philosophy focused mainly on wages or payments, but little considerations were given to the working conditions in which the employees worked, an aspect that is very important in enhancing performance and success of an organization. Employees were treated merely as equipments which would be replaced every now and then. Currently, the concept has changed, and employees ought to be treated in a more humane manner to motivate them to perform better. Attracting and retaining quality and appropriate employees has become a major challenge that is faced by businesses in today's economy, where competition is on the rise day by day. An organization's rewarding and compensation policy is therefore an important tool that should help it in attracting, motivating as well as retaining employees. The changes in perspective through which the employees are viewed are very advantageous, and it has seen many organizations succeed in their operations. Empowerment of employees, for instance, allows for job satisfaction, where they feel well represented, appreciated, and valued. These act as a form of motivation, and the employees are always willing to perform to their best for their own sake and that of the organization. This results in improved performance and overall success and productivity through maintenance of efficiency, effectiveness as well as economy in the processes and practices of the organization. Conclusion. It is clear that human resource management is a very crucial function in an organization. The processes of human resource planning, recruitment and selection are very important as they determine the performance of an organization to a very large extent. They should for this reason be handled carefully to allow for their success and hence that of the organization as a whole. The processes are dependent on each other, and success in one leads to success of the other, and the reverse is also true. The changes in the practices involved in these three practices plus others in the human resource management docket has been fueled by the understanding of the importance that is associated with the human resources and hence the need for proper selection, hiring and retention. The recognition that employees are the driving force towards success of an organization has also contributed positively in the process of human resource management. This term paper on human resources planning, recruitment, and selection was written and submitted by user Dallas McCormick to help you with your own studies. You are free to use it for research and reference purposes in order to write your own paper. However, you must cite it accordingly.